Yeah, I know what you're saying. I don't think I let myself down there, but I didn't want to get in the ring to then have a roll around. Didn't fancy it, but I was looking around for you. Even
if you're 6'3" like me and 17, 18 stone, and you like to stand up for yourself, you're gonna get into trouble, aren't you? But I wasn't bothered about fighting. I thought I'll have a fight with anybody. Win, lose or draw, I'm out there. Shirt off, done and dusted. You know, what can you get? A few cuts and bruises, maybe on toothpaste, sprained nose or something. Man got cheeky to me, he was getting it. Right hand straight.
I worked all my life as a boxer to get to this point. I'm the #1 challenger, mandatory challenger. So I'll never get this slot again. I'll fight and I'll still beat him. No matter how I feel on the night, I won't feel.
I'm a machine! Me! And can anybody question who I am here? If I say it, come on! We're fighting, men!
Reports suggest the moment instantly turned chaotic as tempers boiled over between Carl Froch and John Fury. What started as a tense face-off suddenly exploded into a scene straight out of boxing drama. Insiders say John Fury even recreated the infamous Jake Paul and Floyd Mayweather cap snatch moment, sending the crowd into shock.
That's me. I change in seconds, you know what I'm saying? I can go from being like this to being the wildest person in the world in about a second and a half.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just how I am, you know, and things do. If I'm around rowdiness and fighting, I want.
Carl Froch clearly is not brushing this moment aside. The former champion is furious, and he is making it clear he believes John Fury crossed the line. Froch is calling the behavior embarrassing and completely unnecessary. From his point of view, this was not hype for the fight. It was pure chaos created by John Fury.
So he's behaved like a thug in a disgusting manner, and then he's able to just laugh it off and joke it off and say, you know what, anyone comes near me, they're going to get a headbutt. So it's kind of justified what he's done. He's been vindicated for what he's done, as in, yeah, it's okay to go around like that and behave like an imbecile, and then still laugh and joke and still threaten to headbutt me in belly. I've told you what I think about headbutting this too, you know.
Eddie Hearn puts the spotlight firmly on John Fury and suggests the whole moment comes from him pushing things too far. He explains that the situation gets personal because John Fury escalates it. Hearn believes the stunt brings attention, but it clearly comes from John stirring the drama himself.
I mean, listen, it's boxing, it's family. John's John. Both goading each other. Both very personal. Both means a lot to everybody. Shouldn't have done it.
John Fury now speaks out and admits his behavior sparks backlash, but he refuses to pretend to be something he is not. He says he is not a polished gentleman and never claims to be. In his words, this is simply who he is and how he reacts in the heat of the moment.
What I can do is apologise to people for my behaviour, but I can't act. I'm not an actor. You know, I'm not a gentleman or I'd be in relation to gentry round here or in England, but I'm not. I'm just a...
Johnny Nelson explains that John Fury simply gets carried away in the heat of the moment. Nelson emphasizes that John Fury forgets himself when emotions run high, and now the pressure is fully on John Fury to control his actions and behave responsibly.
The pressure is now on John to behave himself. He's distracted, a lot of attention and talk, and I'm quite sure someone will have a word with Matt. The authorities will have a word with
Frank Warren makes it clear he does not enjoy the chaos caused by John Fury. As a promoter, he wants a good fight without unnecessary drama. Warren stresses that John Fury himself created tension, and all the antics were not needed to sell the event.
I don't like it. People think because you're a promoter you like all that stuff. Me, I didn't like what happened.
Both John Fury and Carl Froch are putting in serious work for this fight. John Fury's training shows he is fully invested and pushing the intensity to the limit, creating a mix of skill, power, and mindset that makes this showdown unpredictable.
Go on, son! Give it to him, Dad! Show it his boss! Come on! Come on, Johnny!
Who was it? Who was it I did that to? Because that Cuban did it to me, didn't he, in Ireland? Yeah. Went tap pump.
Isaac Lowe highlights how John Fury himself escalated the face-off by getting right in Carl Froch's space. With over 500 people watching, tensions were bound to rise. Lowe points out that John Fury's quick temper makes these explosive moments almost inevitable.
To get in a man's face in front of a hall with over 500 people, what do you expect someone to do? Pushing and shoving, and we all know Big John's quick-tempered, do you know what I mean? But he threw the headbutt first, so it is what it is. But I think when you're getting someone's first and you're tolerating and pushing someone's head back,
John Fury's training approach is pure chaos turned into discipline. He thrives on pushing himself to extremes, showing the world he does not rely on traditional gyms or trainers. From running bare knuckle to living off the land, every action is about building raw strength and mental toughness. John Fury's style embodies the unpredictability and intensity that make his fights so compelling. This is a man proving he can survive and dominate in any conditions, making Carl Froch face more than just a trained opponent. He faces a storm of relentless, untamed energy.
Another running video this morning, but not just a running video. I'm going to be the first man to fight a 3-time Hall of Famer. We're just doing it myself. John Fury style. Running, bare knuckle, heavy bag, eating, living in the woods, chopping trees, eating the filth of the earth. I'm doing it Gypsy style. I'm going to prove to everybody out there where there's a...
Gareth A. Davies gives insight into the mindset of John Fury, revealing how personal and emotional he gets when his sons are involved. His passion sometimes spills over into explosive behavior, but it also shows a fighter's mentality that demands respect. John Fury refuses to shy away from conflict or challenges, making him a terrifying presence both inside and outside the ring. According to insiders, he treats every situation as a test of dominance and resilience. His willingness to confront anyone demonstrates his unshakable confidence, forcing opponents like Carl Froch to navigate not only skill but also sheer psychological pressure.
What John does, he's very, very, very passionate around his sons when they're fighting, and it gets something out of him. I spoke to him, right, literally face to face, and I said, well, you know, what is upset? He said, I don't want people calling me out because I'll take any man on. Yeah. You know the comments. Yeah. My guy came.
Carl Froch is asserting his dominance with his signature confidence and no-nonsense attitude. He leaves no doubt that he is ready to take on any challenge, regardless of the setting or conditions. Froch's words show that he thrives under pressure and treats every fight as a personal battle, making him unpredictable and relentless. By taking shots at anyone willing to step up, he reinforces his reputation as a fearless competitor. Froch's mentality is not just about skill, it's about intimidation, presence, and showing that he is always ready to defend his legacy against anyone, including John Fury, no matter the circumstances.
Anybody over 50, I'll fight him. 'Cause I'm a fighting man. Any man born from his mother, I'll fight him. Over 50 years old, on the hard road, in the ring, in the pub, in the back of a gypsy caravan site. You're not a fighting man, because I'll have a fight with you. I'll fight you for a fiver. I'll beat you for a tenner. I'll do you both for 15. Whew, I've got to take a breather, listen.
Liam Goff provides an inside perspective on the tension brewing between John Fury and Carl Froch. He explains that the friction has roots in previous exchanges, with both men openly challenging each other. John Fury's willingness to step into the ring any time shows his confidence, but it's also his ego and competitive drive that escalate every encounter. Froch's calm but firm responses indicate he's not intimidated, and his suggestion to turn the fight into a charity event shows his strategic thinking. This dynamic creates a tense standoff where both fighters are sizing each other up mentally, not just physically. The build-up is electric, because every word and move adds pressure, making this more than a fight. It's a psychological battle that will define who truly wants it more and who is ready to dominate when the bell rings.
John Fury was doing that and goading Carl Froch, and I know John Fury doesn't like Carl Froch. Carl Froch mentions him, although I haven't really watched much of Carl Froch's videos lately. But Carl Froch, I know, has mentioned John Fury in the past. He's had a go with John Fury. They actually talked about having an actual, was it an exhibition or a boxing type match? And John Fury, any man, any time, was saying words to the effect of, oh, I'll fight you, Carl Froch, but the money has to be right. And Carl Froch basically said, all right, well, if we arrange payment,
Carl Froch is taking no prisoners in his statement, delivering a message packed with fury and precision. He frames John Fury as a bully whose antics have gone too far, and promises to confront him aggressively from the opening bell. Froch's words reveal not just anger but strategy. He plans to dominate both physically and psychologically. This shows the mindset of a veteran fighter who knows how to handle tension and turn it into action. Froch's confidence sends a clear warning. He's not intimidated by John Fury's theatrics or reputation, and he intends to take full control once the fight begins. Every word is calculated to get inside John Fury's head while asserting Froch's dominance, making the clash feel inevitable and explosive.
I feel like I might be the chosen one. I feel like it might be my job to finally shut this big gobshite up. All he does is run around, running his mouth, beating his chest, the ultimate man and all that bollocks. So John, for one final time, listen to me so it goes into that thick skull. I accept your challenge, but know one thing. When that first bell goes, I'm going to come over to your corner and absolutely stick it on you, Cobra style, and set about you and make a mess of you. You know why? Because you're a bully and you need putting in your place. You're a bully and you're making a mockery of the...
Eddie Hearn gives a promoter's honest take, admitting Carl Froch has the upper hand in skill, but also warning that John Fury is unpredictable and capable of bending the rules. The tension here is palpable. Froch is precise and strategic, while John Fury relies on sheer size, strength, and streetwise instincts. Hearn's words highlight that the fight isn't just about technique, it's about who can impose their will when chaos strikes. Carl Froch's ability to stay calm and swing effectively against a bigger, aggressive opponent gives him a psychological edge, while John Fury's brute force adds danger and unpredictability. This mix of calculated skill versus raw power is what makes the fight incredibly compelling, with every punch, move, and decision potentially shifting the momentum drastically.
I would never back against Carl Froch on the cobbles. Ever. But John Fury's a big old lump. There'll be some illegal moves in there. Do you know what I mean? But if they ever get close, Carl will be swinging. Do you know what I mean?
Johnny Nelson praises Carl Froch's capacity to dominate, insisting that despite John Fury's theatrics, Froch will impose himself in the fight. Nelson acknowledges that John Fury succeeded in creating buzz and attention, but ultimately Froch's skill and experience make him the dangerous force. The commentary highlights the contrast between John Fury's hype and Froch's clinical execution, showing how a veteran like Froch can capitalize on chaos. Every move in the lead-up fight is scrutinized, and Nelson suggests that while John Fury stirs emotions, Carl Froch will translate the hype into precise action when the bell rings, reinforcing why he remains a feared and respected fighter in professional boxing.
And Carl Froch.
Share Froch on fine because I'm quite sure Carl's going to rip the life out of John after today. I think John did a job. John did a job and got the excitement going. Got people talking. That's exactly what he did.
John, I know you.
The tension between John Fury and Carl Froch has reached boiling point, and what's truly at stake is pride, legacy, and who can dominate both mentally and physically inside the ring. John Fury has proven he can create chaos and hype, snatching attention like he did with Carl Froch's cap, but all the theatrics cannot replace skill and precision. Carl Froch has remained composed, focused, and ruthless, showing he is ready to turn any moment of John Fury's recklessness into an opportunity to strike. If John Fury manages to shock the world and win, it would be a testament to raw power, unpredictability, and sheer will, but Carl Froch shocking the world would be a masterclass in strategy, timing, and composure. Mentally, Carl Froch seems stronger as he channels the tension into calculated aggression, while John Fury thrives on creating drama and chaos. When the bell rings, the man who can balance emotion with execution will likely dictate the outcome. Who will impose their will first and control the fight from the first punch to the final round? This is a battle of brains, brawn, and bravado. You think John Fury can handle Carl Froch's skill, or will Froch dominate once again? Join the conversation, and let us know your prediction in the comments.